So I've just got a little wedge here, and my first couple swings, I would just do little half swings. Like I might hit this 50, 60, 70 yards, and I do 1 or 2 rehearsals. Again, feeling my leg staying in. My right leg feels straighter than normal, not as bent and forward, and deeper. And that's the piece that's gonna give me the hip depth. So let's go ahead and do that, just a little half one. Again, the leg stays in the stick, and when I do that, my knees finish close to each other, my kneecaps are at the target, and I can feel my left hip is deeper than normal because my right leg stayed in. So a lot of you guys that are struggling with early extension and the like, this is a really nice drill option. Hey guys, Eric here out at the beautiful Don Law Golf Academy in Boca Raton, Florida at the Osprey Point Golf Club. Now in today's video, we're gonna talk about what I think is the #1 silent swing killer and really my #1 favorite drill to be able to fix this. This one's gonna help a lot of you guys out. You'll see that in just a moment. As you guys are watching this video, if you would click that thumbs up, that like button down below, really helps us out. Support the channel, would really appreciate that. And I'm also super excited, if you guys haven't heard already, we are offering a 30-day money-back guarantee at cogornogolf.com. That means you're able to try us out for a full 30 days, completely risk-free. If you don't like it, just send us an email and we'll refund every single penny that you paid, absolutely no questions asked. So we want to give this opportunity for all of you to try us out. I know that we have everything that you need to take your game to the next level, but I understand you don't know that for sure. So I want you to take advantage of this. Send us in your swings. We're going to help identify your priorities, build you a specific custom practice plan, every single drill to do, how many reps, what days a week. It's everything you need, much more beyond just a swing evaluation, really a full entire plan. And I think better than in-person coaching. You get access to us. We're there 24/7. I'm in the group every single day. You can ask as many questions as you want. We're going to guide you through feels, what to expect. Would love to see you at cogornogolf.com. We'll put that link down below. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about the silent swing killer. Now, this is what I think is the #1 swing killer in golf, and that is the hips moving too far forward towards the golf ball. Now, I see this issue come up all the time, really both in the backswing and the downswing, but in today's video, we're gonna focus specifically on the downswing. And to be honest, really, I think maybe the #1 swing killer is an open club face, but #2 swing killer doesn't make a very good YouTube title, so we're gonna call this 1A swing killer, the hips in towards the ball. And if you look at good golfers or various handicap levels, and you look at the motion where the hips are, and you draw a box around the hips or a line down the back edge, you would see the best ball strikers maintain or keep the hips in the box throughout the swing. Higher handicappers, the butt comes in off the line, the hips work too far forward, either on the way back or on the way down. Again, today, we're looking at the hips not working as far forward on the way down. While there can be several reasons earlier why that might happen, I found today's drill to really be one of the most effective and my favorite to be able to fix this. Now, I really have 3 favorite drills for this, and we've done videos on the other ones. We're gonna link them at the end of the video. The first one is, instead of pushing the belt buckle in towards the ball, you push the belt buckle left of the target towards 11 o'clock. Some of you guys have seen that. We'll link that one at the end, my favorite feel to fix early extension. The second one is where we have the stick, bag, or object behind the lead heel, and you're getting the seam line to push back into that. I really like those two. I've had a lot of success with our members at Cogorno Golf or in-person lessons over the years with that. But today's one, I wanted to do a specific video on. We've been recently using it, a couple case studies of players using it, really effective. So here's how it works. When your hips move in towards the ball too much during the downswing, most all players that do that also struggle with the trail hip, trail knee, and leg kicking in. So as the hip works in, the knee goes in, the foot pops up off the ground, and the leg works in. It'd be a similar motion to this. And so in an effort to not have that, what we like to do is have a stick or an object in front of the knee to more or less act as a barrier. So instead of my knee popping in towards the ball, my kneecap, quad, and leg are going to start to turn towards the target and stay within this line. Remember in the beginning I said there should be a box, essentially a box right around your hips or your legs? Well, my right side and kneecap needs to stay in that box. The more my right knee and hip kick forward, the more my left hip goes where? Well, how about the opposite? The more my right knee and hip stay back, the more my left hip stays where? Back. So that trail leg, knee, foot can really control a lot of where the lead hip, knee, foot is. And that's why I wanted to include this. We had the belt buckle, which is the hips as the whole. And we got a lot about left side feels, but what about the right side feels? So when you line this stick up, the objective is to keep the knee inside the line. Now I have this set up fairly aggressively. You could probably have this a little more in front, but I would say the stick should go over the end of your shoelace. You could put it out over your toe line. I think that's maybe a smidge too easy. I like over the edge of the shoelaces. So when I set up, that's a little bit more than a hand away from where my knee is going to be at setup. So if I put my knee in and I take my normal setup with normal knee bend, let's call that about a hand in front of my kneecap. So I don't want my kneecap to move forward of that. Hips move in. I want my kneecap to stay inside that. Now I've got the stick where it ends basically sort of in the middle of my legs. You guys could push that back or forward a little bit, but I like it about here. My left knee's never gonna run into that, and I've got enough space for my right knee to go forward. And when you're starting to work this, we're gonna talk about practicing in a second, those are the sensations you're looking for. Kneecap and quad, instead of at the ball, your kneecap starts to turn towards the target, your quad starts to turn towards the target. You can feel right away when you're doing that, that your lead hip is automatically gonna stay deeper. That gives you the right shoulder, shoulder down piece on the way through. So those are gonna be the feels. Let's talk a little bit more about how to practice this. All right, so let's talk about how we actually practice this. Now, I went back, grabbed a wedge, and what I would do in the beginning as you're doing this, as always, use video feedback. Use video feedback from down the line, draw the box around the hips, and then keep the trail leg inside of the stick, and use video to confirm it, because it's a lot of times not gonna feel, not gonna look exactly like what it feels like. So I've just got a little wedge here, and my first couple swings, I would just do little half swings. Like I might hit this 50, 60, 70 yards, and I do 1 or 2 rehearsals. Again, feeling my leg staying in. My right leg feels straighter than normal, not as bent and forward, and deeper. And that's the piece that's gonna give me the hip depth. So let's go ahead and do that, just a little half one. Again, the leg stays in the stick, and when I do that, my knees finish close to each other, my kneecaps are at the target, and I can feel my left hip is deeper than normal because my right leg stayed in. So a lot of you guys that are struggling with early extension and the like, this is a really nice drill option. And with all these drills, when you're fixing an issue, you know, there's always 10 ways to solve a problem, at least. So sometimes the first drill works, sometimes the second, sometimes you gotta try 5 or 6 of them. This is one, if you've been struggling with early extension hip depth, that I would put in. Even if you tried it in the past, try it again and record it. I see really high success rates with this. So same thing, leg stays inside. I'm feeling the knee and the quad turning. I feel my left hip deeper than normal. I automatically get the benefit when I do this well of the side bend. And this is one for me. I feel my legs, my quads, even in my finish, feel closer together. Lead hip pushed over to the left more than normal. And I would start with a wedge like that and record myself and look on video until I got it looking how I want. Slowly start to ramp up some speed. I'm just gonna go up to a 9-iron and do the same thing. And I'd probably start with that every practice session for several sessions until I was able to consistently get it looking how I want. I'm gonna pull this in a little for my 9-iron. And then I'd slowly go up swings, go up clubs, add some swing length, but same sort of feels here with the 9-iron. So leg, right knee stays in. And again, for me, it feels like my knees and my quads are much closer together. Left hip is deeper into the follow through. Yeah, and that feels really nice. Every time I do this drill, I feel like my thighs even are closer together compared to normal. When I do this and I look at my swing and I see it almost always ends up or looks perfect, like it solves 3 or 4 issues at one time. And I wonder, Eric, why don't you just do this as like your main drill? And the answer is because we're gonna do another video on something else and then I'll start doing that. But anyway, same thing with the 9-iron, stick in front. Again, feeling that same piece there. Quads are closer, left hip is deeper. When your left hip gets deeper and you got more depth, you're gonna be a little more tilted over with your upper body compared to normal. So right leg stays inside. Yeah, it's a really nice feel for me, who has the tendency to do the opposite. So there's a 9-iron. I'd pull in the 7-iron, do the same thing. Would I do it with the driver? Yes, of course I do with the driver. Same exact thing with all clubs through the bag. So I love this stick in the ground. At minimum, try it out. If you got early extension, put it in, you know, slow down the video, go back and watch it, see exactly how it's set up, and start slow. Utilize video behind you and exaggerate. It's not gonna look like what it feels like. Now, if you guys want help with this, guidance with this, obviously would love to coach you at CogornoGolf.com. As mentioned, completely risk-free, try it out, 30 days money back guarantee will be those 2 other videos I mentioned with those drills in case you want to check that out.